is easy to throw in the towel when the journey gets tough and you can't stand to bear it any longer. But the people who decide to endure the pain and continue the daunting trek exemplify certain qualities. These people display grit, integrity, optimism, confidence, but above all else, these people display determination. While this trait is extremely valuable, it is also scarce within high school students. They would rather be playing video games or going out with their friends than to take some time out of their day and study for any upcoming tests. The people who are determined to accomplish their goals make a name for themselves and tend to be accepted to the top universities in the nation. Out of the 54,282 students who applied here to USC in the fall of 2016, only 9,023 were accepted, which is 16% of the applicants. The lucky 16% were picked by you, the admissions board of USC, because each one stood out among the crowds with their talents, skills, intellect, and other reasons. Sure, the 16% may have more appeasing transcripts than me, but what makes me noticeable among the 16% is my determination. I'm probably not the top student among the 54,000 applicants to your school, but when I set a goal for myself, I spend most of my time accomplishing that goal. The test and development of this quality actually began in July 2016 when I logged into my College Board account to find out why I scored on my AP World History exam. When I logged in, I discovered I got a 2 on the exam, so I had to be honest with myself, and I began to ask myself, did I really give it my all? What should I have done differently? But from that day, I didn't want to question myself like that because I knew deep down I could have done better. I was determined never to question my ability on a test ever again, because it felt as though I gave that class half effort. So to ensure I never felt like this in my AP US History class, I wanted to stay ahead of the lessons. So every weekend, from the first weeks of school to the weeks before the exam, I would read 1 or 2 chapters from either of the 2 textbooks. But within about 2 months into the school year, I found that there was hardly any need to read the textbook chapters because we were not receiving any tests about any of the chapters nor any of the time periods. So I would just read the chapters in the book and not fully understand everything that occurred in the chapter. By this point in the school year, I began to lose sight of the goal I set for myself at the beginning of the school year. It wasn't until the start of the second semester when I regained sight of my goal, but in order for me to do this, I had to recall that feeling of doubt and inferiority I experienced when I saw my AP World History exam score. I remember how at the beginning of the 2016-2017 school year, I told myself that I never wanted to question myself nor my abilities ever again. So at the beginning of the second semester, I reevaluated my studying habits, and so I began to pay closer attention to what I was reading about in the history book. But as the weeks before the exam day approached, I realized that reading from the textbook wouldn't be enough because that was the same routine I did a year ago and I only received a 2. So I knew that I had to push myself to do more preparation than from a year ago. So I asked some of my classmates as to how they were going to prepare for the upcoming exam. And one of my classmates had told me about this YouTuber who made these really detailed lessons according to each chapter in the book we were using for classes. One night I decided to check this guy out, so I typed in Joe's Production on the search tab on YouTube and watched about 2 of his 16-minute videos. Then I decided to check out his website and I discovered he was awarded 2016's Teacher of the Year in the state of California. I was intrigued by the teacher's incredible detail in each of his videos and by his usage of memes in all of his videos, such as these. I continued to watch almost all of his 40 videos until a few days before the exam, and I felt much more confident in my ability to perform well on the upcoming test. but my friend who recommended me the YouTubers channel also urged me to take practice exams to test what I've learned. So I took his advice and I obtained a better understanding of what questions they might ask me on the day of the exam. I answered a variety of different questions from a variety of different prep books, and even questions from previous AP US history exams. And on the night before the exam day, I took the 2016 AP US History multiple choice as practice. I realized that I accomplished my goal I set at the beginning of the year. I was determined never to question my ability on any test, and by the day of the exam, I knew that I gave it my all because I discovered a sense of confidence within myself when I sat down in the quiet room and began to answer the exam questions. No matter my performance on the AP US History exam, I knew that I achieved my goal with my intense determination to succeed. Out of the thousands of students who apply to USC, the one thing that can make me stand out amongst your entire campus is my determination. Sure, you could find a person who applied to your school who was smarter than me, but what you won't find in this individual is my level of determination. As I said before, determination is rare to find amongst high school students because they would rather submerge themselves in technology than to start on a project which is worth a large portion of their grade. So before you disregard my application to your school, reconsider what I can offer to USC besides academics. I will be a valuable asset here at USC because I will continue the Trojan pride of excellence, diversity, and community.